So here we have a color and cut activity on the Great Zodiac Race. So we've got two separate pages. We've got the background page here to color, and then we've also got the 12 animals involved in the race that we need to color and cut out as well. So I'm just going to get started on that, and then we'll be ready to glue it all together. All right. So I've got my forest done. Let's do the river. Okay, the river's done. It's actually called the Yellow River, but it's not yellow in color, of course. Let's do this mountain range. Of course, we've got a grass field to start with. Actually, grasslands over here on this side to start with. And this side, of course, is the finish line. In here, we've got the rice paddy. This is sort of swampy land. And over here we've got the desert with its desert sand. Here's our background done. So the animals start here on the grass field. They have to cross the desert. They have to go through the forest jungle, through the rice paddies, over the yellow mountains, across the yellow river, and across to the finish line. Let's color the animals next. So we've got the dog. And the horse. I think I'll leave the rabbit white, and I'm going to leave the sheep white. Got the pig. The tiger. The snake. And we've got the ox. And there we've got our characters. Okay, so I've added some extra color to my background here in the grasslands where they start the race, through the desert, through the forest jungle, through the wet rice paddies. Rice is planted in small levels of water. Then over the yellow mountains here, the steep mountains. They have to lastly get across the yellow river and then over that last bit of grass field to get to the finish line. So now my next job is to take my animals that I've colored in and to finish cutting them out. And we don't need to cut around them perfectly. Just around the outside of the animals is good enough. It doesn't have to be right up close because there's just too much detail in these animals. So around we go like that. In here where the leg area is. I won't even worry about that middle part there so much. And around the back, and just a rough cut like that. Maybe I will worry about that middle part. Take that out there too. Anyways, cutting it out roughly. Finish cutting out the rest of my animals here as well. Okay, well, I've got all my animals cut out. Now it's just a matter of gluing them onto the race scene here. You can really glue them on in any order you want. Maybe you want your animal to be the winning animal across the finish line. For example, this year, 2022, it happens to be Year of the Tiger. So maybe I'd put the Year of the Tiger through. I happen to be Year of the Monkey. Maybe I'd make the monkey winning. But you could also follow the true order of the story, where it is actually the rat who finishes first. So I think in my case, I'm going to put the rat crossing the finish line here first. Right behind the rat, of course, was the ox. The ox thought he was going to win, but the rat beat him. After the ox came the tiger, third place. And after the tiger was the rabbit. After the rabbit came the dragon. After the dragon came the snake. After the snake was the horse. After the horse was the sheep, or goat, or ram. Goes by all three names. Sometimes looks a little different. After the ram came the monkey. After the monkey was the rooster. After the rooster was the dog. And the last to cross the finish line was the pig. So you could put them in the order of winning, but it's up to you what order you want to place them in. I get asked sometimes, how come the cat is not in this one? Well, the cat appears only in some of the race stories, and the cat never does cross the finish line. The cat sometimes in the story is pushed into the water or falls into the water. Other versions, he jumps into the river, into the water, because he sees a fish that he wants to catch. So the cat never does cross the finish line, and that's why I've left the cat out. The other animal I get asked about is the lion. The lion is such an important animal in the Chinese culture. The lion actually showed up to the race, but showed up too late. And because he was too late, he could not run in the race, and so that's why he doesn't appear in the story. Instead, the emperor granted the lion the honor of being the first in the Chinese parade each year. So if you ever go to a Chinese parade in Chinatown, you'll see that at the front of the parade is the lion. And of course, the lion does lots of dancing and other things. Some people mix up the lion and the dragon, but the lion is quite different looking. And the lion's not in the story because he didn't run the race. There you go. The Great Zodiac Race.